Welcome to Soulful Latte podcast, a weekly conversation between two sisters to help us and our virtual friends online, like yourselves, grow in life and in faith. We're your hosts. I am Qudsiyah.
And I'm Samia. Welcome to this week's bonus episode. This week we met with Coach Nobera and she talked about self-forgiveness. We touched on self-loathing, toxicity, and South Asian cultural issues that are very prevalent in our everyday lives these days. So it was a great conversation and we learned quite a lot. If you have not checked it out, you definitely need to. And I had to listen to it multiple times just so I can soak it all in. There was just a lot of information that was a little bit mind-blowing, and mind-blowing stuff is always good. As part of the episode, though, as part of the recording, towards the end, Qudsiyah asked Coach Nobera a very good question, a simple question, but a question that opened the door for us to get to know her more and what she does more. So we thought how fun it would be to include it as part of this episode. It is not edited. It's a little bit of a raw look, a candid look, and I hope that you get insights from it and learn a lot. Enjoy.
Actually, Coach Nobera, I had a question for you, but I completely forgot at the beginning because I don't know. But so this is done. But I was actually curious. What got you into this field that you are in now? What inspired you?
So what happened was when I was in high school, my friends used to come to me with their boyfriend problems. Okay, that's how it all started, and it wasn't just my friends. At one point, my friends would bring their friends to talk to Nobera.
Oh, okay. You were already so good.
I was. So that's when I was like, and so that was part one. Part two was when I went to the guidance counselor because I'm like, I didn't know what to do in university, or college. What do I want to do? Have some thoughts. And, she did a horrible job because I don't know what she expected of me, but she pretty much didn't see the potential in me. She probably thought I was some random kid who doesn't know what they want to do or doesn't know where they're going or whatever. And she gave me some pretty bad advice. And that, I don't regret it because I learned so much from it. But that is something that it didn't have to happen. It didn't have to go in that direction. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to be a guidance counselor because I'm going to guide the kids. So that was my next thing. After that, so I got into social work. So in social work, there was, two components. One is like, talking about, policy and different parts of government and making change and things like that. And the other part was counseling. So that's where I got trained in counseling. And that's what I absolutely loved it. I've loved everything about counseling. After that, I studied psychology. And again, learning more about human behavior and how humans think and the patterns and nature versus nurture, all of that. It was just so fascinating. So I pretty much knew counseling is for me. Then I did a life coaching certification. I didn't know what life coaching was. And then I did that certification and that was just mind-blowing. It changed everything I knew. It changed how I was, how I saw things and how I could envision myself doing things. It changed everything. Like nothing was
the same.
Nothing was just, nothing was the same. It wasn't that, status quo anymore. So then I was like, counseling or life coaching. And then that debate happened like for years. And I'm like, counseling and life coaching. I'm going to do both. So you won't see too many counselors people who are counselor and life coach. And a lot of life coaches are not happy about that because it's different. It's not the same thing. But I mean, I'm not like a typical person anyway, so might as well do something.
Always relatable.
But it was something very like different for me because I am the type of person I'm the middle child. Like I'm like the the example of a middle child. Like, you follow the rules, you help people, and you try to make everyone happy. Like, and you're the mediator. So that's me. So for me, like, after maybe like from like my late 20s and early 30s, I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna do some things that, like, I don't have to follow all the rules. Like, honestly, like, if I open a box, like a packaging, the first thing I take out is the manual. I don't even look at what's in the box. Like, I always look at the manual. Like, I need to do this right. So that's something I had to unlearn and let go of. And that's when even it shows in my business too, like the way I run it. I'm not always consistent. I don't always do things, that's Insta worthy, but that's me, and that's my packaging. So that's pretty much how this whole thing happened.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. If there's something that you've benefited from today, we'll be so grateful if you'd share it with someone you know. It would help us out a lot if you'd review it on your favorite app and also subscribe to the podcast. You can contact us at Soulful Latte Podcast on Instagram and write to us at soulfullattepodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep growing.